ワールドチャンピオンとなったドジャース、連覇に向けてこれからどのようなチーム体制となるのでしょうか。現役続行を表明したカーショウ投手についてや大谷選手の投手復帰、ソト選手の獲得について MLB ネットワークの番組で早速議論されていました。
I didn't have anything to do with this championship, but it feels like I have the best feeling in the world. They get to celebrate with you guys. Two-time champ and a lot more coming. Let's go! Yeah, I'm coming back. You know, I got to do some stuff in the off season. There's some things that I need to get fixed that I'll talk about later, but ultimately, I'll be back. It might not be right there on April 1st, but, I'll be back.
Clayton Kershaw telling us on MLB Tonight, right after the parade, that he wanted to come back. Of course, he is unsigned with the Dodgers. You would figure the Dodgers would want him back. He's been a big part of this run. Goes back 17 years. Two-time World Series champion, now three-time Cy Young Award winner, where he was the best pitcher in baseball, the MVP in 2014. Hall of Fame, wins above replacement. Normally that's about 60 is the threshold. He's at 80 already. Anthony, he'll be age 37 season next year. He only pitched 7 games this year to a 4.50 ERA, but he's going to try to get things fixed up so he can come back. Here's what the Dodgers dealt with. They thought they'd have Kershaw for more innings. He only had 7 games, but Evan Phillips, Gavin Stone, Tyler Glasnow was the big one. That was their big investment. They thought they'd have him. But even remember, Tony Gonsolin has been outstanding. Dustin May was supposed to be the future. Where is everybody?
All hurt. But I think when I look at this Dodger team, you look at all these injuries, you look at what they even still have coming back next year, their potential rotation and the youth, the overall talent level that they have. I understand that a lot of those guys that we saw on that list may not be available, certainly to start next year, maybe even all of next year, but the amount of talent that they've amassed and what they're going to be able to do over the next several years is really scary to me. I start thinking about, okay, if you didn't beat the Dodgers this year and they won the World Series, what year are you going to beat them? Because I very highly doubt that they're going to have to suffer through the injuries again that they had to suffer through this year. That would be just awful if they had to go through that again. I very highly doubt that's going to happen. And so to get a better version of the Dodgers moving forward, that's scary.
How many innings do you think Shohei Ohtani pitches next year, off the top of your head? 120, 110?
I'll give him 100. I'll give him 150. I do. I think he'll go out and 150.
That's I think
it's a lot
he's only done that once.
He's more of a 6-man rotation guy. But I think the fact that he's basically coming off of 2 years off, essentially. I mean, he really didn't pitch much at all last year. It basically puts you in a situation where he's already. We started talking. Will he have a chance to pitch this postseason? I think he's gonna have a chance to really ramp up all offseason and get himself to a nice place where he can handle that kind of workload.
I think the most he's done is 166. He's done 130, and then he's hurt a lot of the time. By the way, Kershaw will need toe surgery, knee surgery, needs a bunch of things. That's what he was alluding to. You know who his first manager was, how far he goes back? Because I'm thinking, we must go back to Don Mattingly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you want to guess?
Yeah, no, please, go ahead.
Joe Torre.
What's funny with me, you just said he's going into his age 37 season because he's been around so long and he came up at such a young age, 20 years old, and he had such an immediate impact and he's been so good for so long. It's crazy to think that he's still going and still capable of going out there and putting up really good numbers.
Yeah, remember at the start of last year, we were thinking 100 wins doesn't do it for the Dodgers. So you're kind of going back there. Now, do they go shopping at the high end of the market? Because that is what they have done. They did when Mookie Betts was available, they traded for him, extended him. When Freddie Freeman suddenly didn't go back to the Braves, they jumped on him right away. They went for Ohtani. Then they went for Yamamoto. Even at the trade deadline, Jack Flaherty. They go for the top end of the talent pyramid every time. Do they go Soto?
No, I don't think they go Soto. I think that is a little bit too far of reach. And it's not necessarily that, look, if you've got the money, spend it. I get it. They do have the money. They just won the World Series. They've got some extra, cash flow going on. To me, you've got Ohtani clogging up basically that DH spot. And I just mentioned that, look, last segment about Juan Soto, signing him to a long-term deal, to me, you're basically inviting the fact that he's going to be your DH at some point. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so Juan Soto, even on a 12-year deal, there's only 3 more years on the end of that where Ohtani's not around. So you're talking about having him in the outfield for an extended period of time where we've already seen it's a weakness of his. It's not a strength of his. And so I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable putting him in that role knowing that I have Ohtani on this team.
So yeah, for all the things that Ohtani is, he restricts you then.
In that way.
You can do in a roster way, also
But
in
he goes out and
rotation,
pitches
everything.
every 6th day, so that's okay.
Pitches and hits.
It's okay.
We haven't seen that, but again, it changes things.
Yes,
a bit.
it does.
They have
It
other
changes
things to
your
go
thought
after.
process for sure. I still think they could go shopping at a high end. I don't know that they will. They're very meticulous with the free agents they sign. I think they got the 2 big ones this past year because of kind of the way the market's shaping out this year.
早速ストーブリーグに入りマーケット最大の話題はやはりソト選手です。アンソニー・レッカー氏がおっしゃっていた DH に空きがなくつけるのは大谷選手の抜けた最後の3年だけということと、ドジャースは去年の動きは今年の状況を見据えた動きというのが興味深い内容でした。来シーズンに向けどのような動きを見せるのでしょうか。楽しみな話題です。